we've discussed, office work can be really taxing on the body, especially if you find yourself in sort of your muscles are in a sustained flexed position. So, I mean, just holding your arm out just once isn't really a big deal, but if you have to hold your arm out all day, day after day after day after day, you're going to flare up your muscles and you're going to start to experience pain. So it's really important to set up your desk and your office chair in a way that's going to minimize the strain on the body and really set you up for ergonomic success. So here's a quick little video that I prepared to show you the things you want to look for when you're picking out an office chair. So many of us spend the entire day in front of the computer. It's really, really important to set up an ergonomic office environment. So if you're set up in a non-ergonomic way, you're going to have a lot of muscle fatigue, a lot of muscle tension. It's going to create static loading on the muscles, which is going to lead to musculoskeletal disorders and chronic pain. So you definitely don't want that. First thing we're going to look at is the office chair. And you don't need an expensive office chair, you just need one that fits you. And so you need one that's going to be adjustable. The first thing to look at is the height of the chair relative to the keyboard. So I don't want my hands up really high, right? I want them angled down, at least, lower than a 90-degree angle. Now, you'll see that my thighs angle slightly downwards, just a tiny bit, which I don't like. You want your thighs to be parallel with the ground. So I've added a nice little footrest right here so that I can kind of boost my knees up a little tiny bit and give me that extra comfort. So you want to make sure, especially if you're going to be doing a lot of sitting all day long, that your seat is deep enough that you can sit all the way back in it and it'll support your entire thigh. You also might want to shop for a chair that has a seat pan that has an adjustable tilt. I like mine neutral, and I think that's the healthiest posture, but some people like theirs tilted slightly back or slightly forward. So my chair has armrests, which I really like. It helps take some of the tension out of my muscles, and I can just relax my arm on this nice soft armrest while I'm doing my typing. But some people really don't like armrests because they feel like it keeps them from being able to really scoot in nice and close to what they're doing. Now, you want to make sure that you can get in relatively close to what you're doing, because if you're leaning forward and really having to reach all day, that's putting a lot more strain on the muscles, and it's also making you crane your head forward, which is going to cause a lot of postural problems as well. So make sure you can get in nice and close. Another feature, I like that this chair has an adjustable lumbar support. I'm 6 months pregnant now and I adjust this thing frequently, just depending on how I'm feeling. Another good thing is that the seat back is nice and high. I don't necessarily like the headrest because when I wear my hair in a ponytail, sometimes it kind of messes with my posture, but I do like being able to lean back into that big backrest. However, you want to make sure that when you lean back, that your pelvis is scooted back so that you're sitting on your sits bones and being supported. If your pelvis is forward and you're just leaning back like this, you're collapsing your posture, and that's going to cause a lot of strain on your body. Another thing to look at is the height of your monitor. You don't want to be looking up, kinking the back of the neck in order to see your monitor. You want to be able to have a nice long straight back of the neck when you're working. That's neutral posture for the neck, and you can really allow the shoulders and the upper back to relax when you're in that position. So you want to make sure that the middle of your monitor is angled just slightly down. And perhaps the most important piece of advice that I can give you is to get up and walk around every hour. You need to take a break. Even though you're only just using your muscles a little bit, you're not at the gym lifting weights, but that static loading is very taxing on the muscles. And just like in between doing sets of weights at the gym, your muscles need a break. It's the same exact thing for when you're working on the computer. Let's go over a couple of quick stretches and exercises that you can do from your office chair that will open up your chest and shoulders and hopefully kind of get rid of a little bit of that tension and pain that comes from sitting all day. The very first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring the arms out, and you want to bring them straight out, and I'm going to take a deep breath. And as I exhale, I'm pushing my fingers up towards the ceiling. I'm trying to push my palms away from my body, making my arms as long as possible. And I'm going to exhale, push, push, pushing, making that line and my palms as far apart as possible. Again, inhale. Let's do a couple more of those. Really push your palms. Now for this next one, keep your palms the way they are, facing towards the walls, and we're going to rotate the fingers back. You're just going to roll the arms open, and that should intensify the stretch a little bit. From here, just hold it for a few seconds, really pulling the palms open, so you don't want to let them relax. You want to open, open, open. Get that stretch all the way down from palm to palm. And relax. So the next one we're going to do is just a simple shoulder roll. Whenever we move the shoulders, it's lubricating the joint and it's helping to kind of break up some of that tension that accumulates there. We spend a lot of time closing off this angle, so we want to really think about migrating the shoulders back. So I'm just gonna we'll do one shoulder at a time, bring it forward, up, way back and way down. When I bring it back and down, I'm thinking about getting my shoulder blade closer to my spine and sinking it down into my back pocket. We'll do the other side, one side at a time, so you can really think about it and really think about back and down. Use your upper back to get those shoulder blades close to your spine and again in your back pocket. And you see, when I do big shoulder rolls, my arms want to come with me, so I can even just bring the whole arm with me. And I'm using the muscles in my upper back, opening that shoulder. Let's do a couple more. Now, the last one is a neck stretch. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my palm up. Right? And all I'm doing is tilting my neck to the side. Now, if that arm is pulled back and the palm is up, it's going to hopefully get the stretch all down the arm. The whole arm gets tight, not just your shoulder and neck. And if you want to intensify it a little bit, you can very, very gently, I just kind of rest my hand on my head. I really don't pull. And I just do a tiny little extra bit of pressure. Be very gentle with the neck and let it open up. If you can't relax into the stretch, you're not getting the benefits of it. So if having your hand on your head is too much, just let it fall to the side. Think of opening, opening, opening. Now, the good thing about this stretch is you can actually even do it standing up, and you can hook your fingers onto the bottom lip of your desk and even lean away a little bit. And that extra pull on the shoulder really, really makes a difference.